Good afternoon. This is Brett Hayworth for Siouxland Public Media News. Social media on Wednesday was rampant as a source of misinformation in sharing that a raid by federal immigration officials was happening or imminent at a Sioux City business. Siouxland Public Media News checked at that business, and there was no presence of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement or other law enforcement present. Such rumors in the metro have been circulating about ICE concerted raids since Donald Trump took office in January with the promise of strict immigration law enforcement. Those social media discussions on Wednesday may have been spurred by the fact that ICE enforcement actions occurred at a plant in Omaha on Tuesday. ICE in a release said that it detained more than 70 undocumented workers during the raid, which it called the largest in Nebraska since President Trump was reelected. It also appeared to be the largest raid in the state since 133 people were arrested at a tomato greenhouse and packing plant in 2018. After that action, Republican Governor Jim Pillen in a statement said that he agreed with the strong enforcement. In a Thursday release to Siouxland Public Media News, Woodbury County Sheriff Chad Sheehan said county officials have been working with ICE on enforcement and are currently housing some people in the jail. Sheehan did not respond to other questions for more details on the number of inmates and other related topics. Additionally, South Dakota Attorney General Marty Jackley said Wednesday that he supports the Trump administration's decision to federalize National Guard troops in California in response to protests. At the same time, some people fear this activation sets a troubling precedent. Amid large protests in Los Angeles tied to Trump administration immigration policy, Jackley said he supports the decision to activate the National Guard, which California Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom has roundly criticized. The Republican Speaker of the Iowa House said a special legislative session should be held in the attempt to override a veto of Governor Kim Reynolds on a pipeline bill. Reynolds, who is also a Republican, on Wednesday vetoed a bill that would have made it harder for companies to use eminent domain power to build carbon capture pipelines and other energy infrastructure. Landowners opposing the use of eminent domain for the Summit Carbon Solutions CO2 pipeline have pushed for years to get a bill passed that would prevent the company from taking part of their land. Opponents of the Summit Carbon Solutions pipeline are angry with Reynolds for vetoing a bill that would have put limits on carbon capture pipelines. Peg Rasmussen is a Summit pipeline opponent from Montgomery County.
A true leader steps in when a problem arises, and you, Governor Reynolds, did nothing. The legacy you leave behind is one of bowing down to big business at the expense of Iowans.
In her veto message, Reynolds says the bill that passed last month goes too far and even threatens pipelines that are built with voluntary agreement with landowners. It is not likely that the Iowa Senate has enough votes to override the veto. In a release, Grassley said he has sent a request to all members to sign a petition to reconvene the legislature in a special session to override the veto. Additionally, Reynolds says the state is working to try and help students impacted by the closure of 2 Job Corps residential centers in Iowa. Last week, a judge temporarily blocked a plan by the Trump administration to cut the Job Corps program. A hearing on the issue has been scheduled for June 17th. Reynolds said 4 state departments are looking to see if some of the students could benefit from existing programs. Reynolds says her top priority is helping students who were in foster care before attending a Job Corps site in either Denison or Ottumwa. In other news, gas prices in Iowa have moved up and down over the last 4 weeks in Iowa, with slight increases over the final 2 weeks of May and then small drops the first 2 weeks of June. Over those 4 weeks combined, the average price for self-service unleaded moved up from $2.90 per gallon on May 21st and now is at $2.92 on June 11th. That statewide gas price is down 23 cents compared to 1 year ago in Iowa, and it is also lower than the national average unleaded price of $3.12. Earlier this spring, Iowa prices dropped for 6 weeks in a row from early April through the second week of May. Many Siouxland stations are currently selling unleaded in the range from $2.65 to $2.99. For Siouxland Public Media News, I'm Brett Hayworth.